What's going on, y'all? This is Kenny Cams, and welcome to the Black Show. It is Wednesday, July 31st, the last day of July. It was super hot yesterday. I hope it's not as hot today, but today's episode of the Black Show is talking about how status and how people perceive status, at least in my opinion, has broken people's brains. And the reason how I kind of want to display this is I want to ask the audience, and if you're an avid watcher, start commenting. I want to know so I can interact with you. What does high value mean to you personally? And does that meaning of high value, how it relates to you, relate to most people in society, or is it something that's specific to you? So basically, what is high value to you? And does it apply to everybody else, or is that something that's just your thing? Because I watch these podcasts, like I watched Kevin Samuels was a little bit differently, and I think that's why all that like hate was centered his way. Because he didn't just speak in high value as having a lot of money and having a lot of status, like the status symbol stuff. He also talked about like how high value was like a man of character or a woman of character or a woman of conviction or a man of conviction, like having goals and like having a plan and presenting yourself well. So it wasn't like, oh, he got money and that makes him high value. But what I noticed is, and I don't want to like harp on my ladies for this, because I understand like I push so much of the stuff that I hear from women say. One, because women are the best audience. Two, I really think that women have been brainwashed for a long, long, long time. And like, I know it's going to be hard to hear this stuff, but it's stuff that I'm like, I'll take the arrows and the daggers if it's what's going to help my sisters in the long run. So any woman that's saying like I'm woman hating or anything like that, or even had that image in their head, they're projecting on me because I'm saying something that applies to them. Because I haven't said anything disrespectful to anybody. I just state my opinion on things I see. I haven't like pushed the narrative. So, yeah, anyone that's like saying like, oh, well, he must hate women or projecting shit on me is I said something that triggered them. And that's the part I realized. So, and that's the big thing I see on these podcasts. Like the one that I see on my timeline, I've never watched one of these in full. The ones I see on my timeline the most is the Fresh and Fit, and then that one white guy that has like a variety of people on. I would actually prefer watching that white guys just because I think it does get to the root of more issues. And I think Fresh and Fit is a little bit chauvinistic, but I do get what those, it's no disrespect to those guys. I do get what those guys are doing. They're overcorrecting because it's been not balanced for so long. And they're showing the world like what it really is. So it is some positives of those shows. I don't want to get all of the negative. Like the positive, like they're really showing the world like these are the people that are in it. Like a lot of people get stuck on this internet and they're not really interacting in the real world today. That's why I say like I talk about intelligence and stuff so much and like all that stuff so much because like I truly don't think people know how bad it really is out here in comprehension wise. Like and just read and write and like you can say something to people in the public now and they'll have a completely different perception of what you're talking about because words mean different things now, like, and all this has been done purposely. I keep going back. Candace Owens did another great episode today, but and it's really like research on people's inner world. All those podcasts are. It's another positive thing of it. It's like research on people's inner world. Like, what are people really thinking? What do they want? What are their behaviors? And like, of course, when they get them up to like Fresh and Fit, they get the liquor flowing, they get everybody loose, and these girls are saying stuff that they may not normally say. It's kind of manipulation, but those girls like they know the deal was going on, and they want the fame, and like that fame drug, man, is like. Had to talk with one of my homies the other day, and we're newer homies, so it's like just kind of figuring out personalities and shit. And like I said to him when we was talking on the phone, I'm like, bro, I really like doing this shit and love doing this. Everything that comes from it really is not even a thought for me. Cause if it was, I'd have been done doing it a long time ago. Cause I ain't really made a lot or like had a lot happen off of this stuff. So like I just genuinely enjoy doing it and I talk a lot. So podcast is like common sense really. And I think so many people are struggling financially. They're willing to do anything to get rich. And like that's the key to it. Like all of this is because a lot of those girls when they're putting on an image, they don't really act or talk like that or think like that. It's all the image they're portraying, and like that's a part of like that. I wish more people understood that like these people don't act like this when they go home. This is all everything you see on screen. Somebody's putting a mask on. Some of the it does have a lot of negatives with those shows though. Like the biggest one, it just reinforces negative behavior. Like when you hear that everybody cheats and everybody does this, it gives you an out to do it and not feel so bad about it. That's why a lot of this stuff is put into the public conscious and the collective conscious is so that people don't feel as bad when they doing degenerate shit. Like the videos, like women can't really be the way that in my head I'm like, nah, it can't be as bad morality wise in women that it really is. Like, and not saying I've been the most like I've been pretty honorable all my life, but like yeah, I've done silly shit and like stuff like so like I'm not getting on like that, but I'm like the general baseline morality, it really can't be that low to where y'all just allow Sexy Red and allow Meg the Stallion and like say just like degenerate is the best way I can describe degenerate shit on podcasts, talk about sex and like dudes. I think women think dudes do that, but another thing I realized that a lot of the and just listen to these podcasts, a lot of the thoughts that I realize that women have that they've been projecting on men that men want to do so and so and so and so, or men want to do this, or men think this. It's really a projection of what they like. One of my friends, me and her have been having this conversation for about a year. She does is just refuses to believe that all of this BBLs on girls and like boob jobs and stuff. Boob jobs might be a little different because white boys really do genuinely love boob jobs. But like the BBLs and boob jobs, like the Botox fillers and all that stuff, like we don't care. Like guys don't care about that. And if you get down to like the purses and the shoes and stuff, like I I don't even if you talk about Nike and Adidas, I might know what you're talking about. But even in the shoes, like guys don't think about that stuff. It's girls telling y'all that this is important, and those girls are just or women are just profiting off of you spending your money to get to a status that like they're setting. So like it's just them rigging the market on all women. Like guys don't care. So I'm single now, right? And I made it a point to myself. I'm like, all right, whatever female like that comes along that I talk to next, right? I was like, she is just gonna get this authentic version of me. I'm like, cause one, I'm 35, so I don't really want to waste that much time. 'Cause I want kids in the family and stuff, right? But I also don't want to put a mask up because I'm like, I think I'm pretty decent of a person just being my normal self. And that's what a lot of this stuff on these dating shows and these podcasts are people that are like they don't like who they actually are in the real life, so they make this character to present to the world, and they make it the extravagant, like the Charleston White is a good example of this, of that character, and to hope that people of that demographic will embrace them because that's the one they want to be embraced by. So like the best way I can say this is like people that like all women do have a little bit of sexy red in them. Just like I got some poo shiesty in me. Like, you know what I mean? Like all we have these parts. That's why we gravitate towards these celebrities and these because we see some of our personality in them. So for black women, like I get it why y'all see Beyonce. Beyonce is a powerful being. And like the part that I have an issue with is like adult women idolizing Beyonce. That's weird to me. Now you can like say like, damn, Like it was one of my Facebook posts. I said this. I was like, I so say who's my favorite basketball player this time? Carmelo Anthony. So I am probably the biggest Carmelo fan. I named my dog that I love. Rest in peace, Melo. My dog. I named like that's my next dog's probably gonna be named Kyron. But like I didn't see Melo. Like I didn't want to be Melo. I just appreciated Melo, who Melo was. And I like, all right, I looked at how Melo was moving, and I'm like, that seems like a good way to move because he seemed like a solid cat. And I think it kind of showed in the long run. I think a lot of times when women see like, especially, and I'll stick with Beyonce, and I'm not trying to get on the Beehive. I know so many Beehive people like, and Beyonce, all her music ain't bad. It's just I don't care for her music that much, y'all. I don't care for her vocal tone. I like lighter tones, and hers is a little bit of a harder tone voice. But the women that I know that like are obsessed with Beyonce, they genuinely look up to her, and that's who they want to be. So they try to move in a way that they think she moved to get where she's at, which is actually the complete opposite. Because if y'all knew Beyonce's real story, y'all would feel so terrible for me. No matter what success she's got, y'all would feel just terrible for her as a human being. So like everything, the reality that y'all see in Hollywood is not it. But I won't. That podcast not for this. So like, do I think it's all negative with them podcasts? No, but I think we need to. With the high value. So the high value part where it comes into this is like those podcasts are showing what these people on those podcasts value. And like I don't take it as offensive by that. I just know who wouldn't be around me. So if when a woman walks in and says a high value man is a man that's 6 foot tall, makes six figures, and you know all the rest of the stuff. I'm not gonna get explicit for the podcast because women, I don't like talking like that. I'll talk like that with my lady, like one on one. Even that, she kind of got to pull it out of me. But like, I don't like just talking like that to public. And I'll say reckless ass shit. But like, when it comes to like the sexual stuff, I don't feel like that's for the public forum. I feel like that's for you and the person you're doing that with. But like, dang, I just took myself off by what's the name? Oh no, the high value. So, but like, that shows that the women that are saying that, like, you're when a woman says something like that, I'm like, oh, so you're 100% just all materialistic. That's what you just told me. Like, that's just literally what you just told me. Because you ain't say nothing. So for me, and then most times when guys talk about high value women, they sound exactly like the women, and they just add in low body count. And guys, I'll explain this to us too. The reason why guys are so on the body count and women are not, women have the opposite view of sex for us, right? So women don't see that as we see it because that's what they are born to do. So for women, and I mean this in the best way, women, like, so when you cheat on a guy, the reason why it's very different, and I don't condone cheating at all. Like, just break up and just live your life. If you're gonna cheat, you might as well just go break up and just go hoe around, because then you can just do that as an adult. But you can do whatever you want. Be safe, but do whatever you want. But when like the cheating part of that for a guy, when a girl cheats, y'all, it's not just the sexual part. For the girl, it's the attention. So when a guy cheats for the girl, the part that pisses her off is some other woman's getting attention. And for some women, it's the actual act. And like it's more the deception and another girl's getting the attention. Those are the two bigger things from what I've got from listening to women talk about this on the internet. Because the women I talk about this in real life don't talk about like this. The women I talk about, they'll talk like this. But from a guy's perspective, when a girl cheats, it's not just the sexual part. Yes, that counts. It's not just the ego part. Yeah, that counts. So the attention, you give another guy attention. It's also you left a door open to the guy, because I experienced this, and that door was like open up. I'm like, oh, so if my girl's willing to have sex with that dude, then she's willing to tell that dude all my inner secrets and all my like personal stuff, and then that could get in the community. Cause be aware, like it's some dudes, if you doing stuff like I do, and that's why like people wonder why I don't date, cause I'm like, it's gonna take a special girl that's able to handle the pressure of actually dating me. Cause it's certain people that will try to talk to the girl, and the girls do this to guys too, to just get to try to get to the dude. Cause I don't really have a lot of stuff that bothers me, so they try to find something that will bother you. So they would try to. So it's and those people are demons. One, just in general, anybody that's doing something like that, you're a demon. But all in all, y'all, those podcasts are just cheap to produce reality TV. Y'all notice reality TV kind of cut off. Besides like the hot wives, the Atlanta wives, and all them shows. It's just all this is just Jersey Shore, just at a table, so it's cheaper to produce. It's just bringing janky, degenerate personalities all together in one spot and just having them go. So like, I don't fault these guys for this. Like, make the content. The people need to see this. I think the youth don't understand that like you're looking at the worst of society, because anybody with more any type of morality wouldn't go on them shows. Like, if them shows invited me, I'm like, hey y'all, I respect what y'all do, but the shows I would go on are like the Jimmy Dores, the Rogans, like those kind of shows, like the Black Effect Network. Like, I'm in a different kind of lane than y'all. Y'all got it. I enjoy y'all lane sometimes, but that's not really my lane to go in there. I don't want to talk about my dating preferences and my dating likes and what I like about women and what I don't like about women publicly. Like, that's just between me and my girl. Because some of the shit that I don't like may not be rational. You know what I mean? It might be a girl that I do like that. So, or do like that, whatever I don't like with that, like, has that characteristic. So I don't get into that too much. Um, what I really want people to understand is that like everybody in the world ain't terrible, but it's a lot of people with no morals and a lot of power. So like, people that think that every people that have money are like high status, and that's not true, because most money is handed down. Majority of the money that people have is handed down. A lot of these streamers and YouTubers, they're just trust fund kids that just trying to justify themselves. And if you thought that people with money were inherently good people or deserved it, answer this one question for me: how else would the world be in like terrible conditions if people with money weren't bad people? If they were good people, it would be fixed already. So just think on that, y'all. It's the Black Show. Have a great day, y'all. It's Kenny Cams. I'm out. Gotta go to work. All right, y'all.